D-Lo 404 Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Hey, we got breaking news. Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs will be fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend. That news broke on the Bleacher Report. I was actually on World Breaker Fights live stream when I saw that somebody in the comment section had dropped it in the chat. I can't remember who it was. I apologize for that, but I did see it on the World Breaker Fighting, excuse me, on the live stream. Shout out to World Breaker Fighting. Hey, shout out to everyone that was on that chat. Shout out to Kurt Sugar. He was on the panel along with Blue Blood Sports TV. And Michelle, I think her name was, a lady from the UK. I forget what, I think she's with, I think it's called Melt something, Melt Media or something like that. I apologize. But anyway, shout out to them. As for the fight, you know, for Danny Jacobs and Canelo, it's a fight that I'm glad to see got made. It's something I had been looking forward to. You know, I was hoping that fight wasn't going to be too far off in the distance, just because, you know, I think the time is pretty much right for that fight to be made. Canelo got his, you know, inaugural fight on the zone, fighting Rocky Fielding. A fight that no one was clamoring for, but it got Canelo in second tier. I think it was a WBA title at the super middleweight limit. So, what I will say is I'm not sure. I haven't had taken time to actually look up and see whether they were fighting at middleweight or super middleweight. But if I had to guess, and then knowing it makes the most sense, Daniel Jacobs fights at 160. Canelo campaigns at 160. They'll have more belts on the line if they both fight at 160. So I'm assuming the fight's going to take place at 160. Forgive me for not doing my due diligence before I release this video. But hey, it's an intriguing fight. Fight's too far out to actually go and do a proper breakdown on it. But I will say that I can see a number of ways this fight can play out. What I do like about it is there's not a foregone conclusion as to who wins this fight just off just looking at it and just saying, oh, I know this guy rolls over that guy, I know this guy rolls over that guy. It's actually a fight where there's not a predetermined outcome that you can just take to the bank and say, hey, this is what it's going to be. I know that's what the outcome's going to be. You may think that way, but I think these guys are a bit closer matched than some of the other guys that Canelo's fought lately, and some of the other guys Jacobs has fought lately. And no slight on Triple G or what's the guy, Sergio Derevyanchenko. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm really thinking about Rocky Fielding and the guy that Danny Jacobs fought prior to Rocky Fielding. You know, not Rocky Fielding, the guy Danny Jacobs fought prior to Derevyanchenko. So, hey, I'm excited about the fight. I hope nothing happens that derails the fight. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is an important fight for the middleweight division, big fight for boxing, and the kind of fights I expect to see the zone putting on with Canelo for the amount of fanfare that it brought, bringing him to that platform, and for the amount of money that they're paying him. But hey, it's their money. If they're gonna pay him to fight 10 Rocky Fieldings, then that's up to them. But I'm just excited for the division. I'm excited for the sport, and I'm excited for Danny Jacobs to get such an opportunity. That's all I'm saying on the subject. 'Cause like I said, this is new news, so it's not really, you know what I'm saying, the time to really like try to dissect it and really just break down the matchup and everything. That time will come. You know, there'll be a lot of other videos made about this fight, but it's exciting. It's good to get some exciting news outside of what we're used to getting. You know, most of everything that comes up is about, you know, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, you know, in that whole saga, Tyson Fury, so forth and so on. So it's good to have a breath of fresh news, so to speak. But that's all I'm gonna say on it. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to my subscribers. Anyone has subscribed to the channel, I say please subscribe. Hey, y'all hit that bell icon as well, and hit that like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. D-Lo 404 Boxing. I'm out. Peace.